See here, there's a question asked. How can Guruji understand my suffering? Okay. How can Guruji, I am suffering. How can Guruji understand my suffering? Guruji is peaceful, is lucky, he has made in life. How can he understand my suffering? He has no suffering in life. Right? No suffering is enlightenment. Okay. Then also another understanding is there. Guru is nothing but God only, Ishwara only. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Guru is God only. God has no suffering. So I am suffering. How can Guru can understand my suffering? This is the question. So there, I want to bring very clear understanding about life. So Guru has not become Guru overnight. Guru has gone through many incarnations where a lot of learning has happened over incarnations. What we hear in teaching of Buddha Jataka tales. He has gone through more than 500 lifetimes, taking birth in various life forms. And sometimes dog, sometimes fish, sometimes as a hunter, sometimes as a king. I mean, so many ways, so many lifetimes go through. And each lifetime, there's a learning happens. So when a Buddha becomes a great enlightened being, he gets through suffering. He becomes free from suffering. But he has already accumulated experience of so many lifetimes. So many lifetimes he has gone through. He knows the conditions of human life in and out in all ways. So that's why he is able to appreciate and apply and give solutions. So there is a saying, right? This current Buddha we call as Gautama Buddha. He met his earlier Buddha. Buddhas come, a great enlightened being comes rarely. And he met earlier Buddha. When he met earlier Buddha, a lot of people were waiting in a queue. Each person carrying some fruits. I forgot the name of the earlier Buddha. Okay. So carrying fruits and all. This Buddha was a monk that time, wandering and looking for enlightenment. So he didn't have anything to give to the earlier Buddha. So then a maid was there. The maid saw this Buddha not carrying anything. When you meet an enlightened being, you have to carry something and offer it as a karma to that enlightened being. She gives blue lotus to this guy, this monk, and offer it to Buddha and ask whatever you want. So this Buddha, the monk was the current Buddha, Gautam Buddha was monk in the early lifetime. He goes and offers that blue lotus to that Buddha and says, I want to become like you. So then that Buddha says, to become like me is not easy. You have to go through many lifetimes of learning. You have to take various life forms. You have to go through suffering, learn from them, and then accumulate good merit, good karma. And then one day, one lifetime, the karma will accumulate such a level that you can become a great enlightened being. A great enlightened being is called Tathagata Buddha. That's the greatness of Buddha. Okay, now to become a Tathagata Buddha, so many lifetimes of intense learning is there. Now there's a intense learning where ordinary human being goes through and Buddha goes through is different. A Buddha goes through a voluntary learning process. What is voluntary learning process? Say they take a vow called Bodhisattva vow. Bodhisattva vow is I will not take liberation until I am able to help all living beings in the universe, all sentient beings. You have to understand sentient beings, right? Which includes all human beings, animals, insects, everything. All sentient beings in the universe are liberated. I will work for liberation all. I'll serve all. That vow they take. And with that vow, consciously they take newer and newer births. And every birth they'll go through that life form, challenges of life form, learn from that. They'll do good karma, accumulate good karma, and finally it becomes a huge, a great being. So when I say Buddha is great, you only see the output. You don't understand how much hard work has gone, how much learning has gone behind. We can say Buddha is free from suffering. How will you understand my suffering? You will understand suffering of all living beings, all sentient beings, because you have gone through all life forms consciously. And accumulate good merit also. That is the greatness of Buddha. It's not unconscious incarnations, conscious incarnations. Every lifetime they will come up and say, I will do Atmano Mokshartam Jagadidaya. For service of the world and for myself, elevation, I will work. And they'll try to do good karma. They'll go through intense suffering, pain of that life form in various life forms. So when somebody becomes a Sadguru or enlightened being or a great being, their greatness, what goes behind, we don't see. We see as somebody got an IIT rank. What a great lucky fellow. He got 99.9999%. But we don't see how many nights he has slept. I didn't sleep. How much struggle he has gone through. What he has done to get that 99.9%. So the greatness of Sadguru, greatness of Buddha, we say they are very peaceful. What they understand, they are nothing but gods only. God knows my suffering. That is our understanding. In corporate world, there is a corporate world, even in family run business, right? So there is one a businessman is there. His son completes graduation and he joins his company. The father doesn't make him the vice president immediately. Father makes him peon there, clerk there. Then one by one role he will rotate. He has to learn from all the roles in the company. Finally, after 8 or 9 years or 10 years after he's mature, he will become VP. Otherwise, he can't become VP. Overnight, he becomes VP. He will not be able to handle the company. You have to go through rotation. So that way, a Tathagata Buddha, a great enlightened being, or a Sadguru, he has accumulated experience of many, many lifetimes. He understands the human nature, suffering of living beings in and out. And he has gone through this consciously. That is the greatness of the purpose. See, if you go through one suffering, you will say, no, I want to run away from suffering. I don't want to become get rid of suffering. You will run away. But Sadguru, a person who has to become Sadguru or Tathagata Buddha, consciously will go through various kinds of suffering to serve himself and to serve the other living beings. That is the real greatness. So now, people say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru is God only. So there is a very good we have to understand Guru is God in what context. So Guru has realized I am Brahman. He has attained Ishwarata. He has realized Ishwara nature. I am Brahman, he has realized. He has become one with Brahman. But he is human also. Because he is human, he is able to give teaching with understand your situation, and he is able to customize the teaching for your situation. He has a jnana of Atma jnana, Brahma jnana, and he is able to give. That's why our Upanishads and Vedanta stress the importance of a living master. A living master is able to relate to divine nature and human nature. He is a bridge between the divine and human. If there's no bridge between the human and divine, it's otherwise. There's no bridge. There's no connection possible between the human and divine. Oh, Ishvara knows everything. Yes, Ishvara knows everything as Sakshi. As Sakshi is not affected by anything. You are suffering, you are burning, you are fighting. As Sakshi just observes. As Sakshi, there's no effect. How Ishvara will relate to you? Ishvara can relate to you only in the human form. That's why a Sadguru is required, a Buddha is required in our life. Ishvara in pure form is just a witness, light. He's God, of course, no doubt about it. Unaffected by anything in life. First, you have to learn to be affected. You have to get into the problem, understand the problem, then solve the problem. Then only you'll be able to help others. That's why human form is important. That's why Upanishads say, Tadviddi pranipatena pariprashnena, Bhagavad says, Tadviddi pranipatena pariprashnena parisevaya upadekshanti te dnanam dnanena tadvarshana. You have to find a guru. Ishvara himself doesn't do that job. There's no bridge between Ishvara and you for Atma Dana in that sense. Of course, Ishvara has given all Upanishads and all, but finally, you can communicate and interact with a human form. Ishvara in human form. That's why if you look at Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's life, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was worshipping Mother Kali. Ishwari. She was talking to him. She was eating food from him plate. She was interacting like a human being. But one day when Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is mature, she comes in the form of Totapuri to give him Atmadana. A human form is required to give Atmadana because then you will be able to relate. That's why it said, no? Have you heard of that? A old patient is better than a new doctor. Old patient has tried so many problems, so many remedies, finally knows what doesn't work. New doctor doesn't know what doesn't work. He'll give something, it'll try out. Sadguru is like an old patient. He has gone through so much of human disease and voluntarily, for the sake of Loka Kalyana, serving the society, serving human beings, and that's out of compassion. That compassion and love, which makes somebody go through many incarnations and learn and apply to humanity, makes that person great. See, mother, when she's given birth to child, carrying a child 9 months in the stomach and giving birth to the child, taking the child is not easy. A lot of voluntary suffering she goes through. Voluntary pain. But she accepts lovingly. The person who has to become Sadguru or Tathagata Buddha has so much of love and compassion. Voluntarily, he goes through so many incarnations, develop the ability to help a large amount of being. That is the greatness. Love, compassion, attitude of service, and wisdom. So he is a bridge between the Ishvara and human being. The divinity and humanness. That is what called a evolved being is. That's what is called enlightened being is. I mean, who is able to teach. Not all enlightened beings are able to teach. They don't go through that amount of maturity. So it is like this. Sun, I cannot see with direct eyes. But sun I can see. Moon I can see. Moon is a reflection of sun. So in that way, in a Sadguru or enlightened being or a Tathagata Buddha, I can see the divine characteristics. The divine itself is, that divine or supreme is invisible, nirakara, nirguna. In the Saguna form, love, compassion, service, clarity, that I can see. So Ishvarata is reflected there. And the human nature is reflected there because understanding of human problems is there. So that way, the bridge between the human and divine is a Sadguru or Tathagata Buddha, enlightened being. Is the answer clear? Anybody has a question? So Gayatri, have you unmuted?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay, Shravan, did you say something? So Vani, was it clear? Any questions?
It was very clear, Prabhuji.
So now we understand why Upanishads say Ishvaro Guru Atmiti. Ishvara,
Yes.
okay, the compassion of Ishvara brings Guru into your life. So Guru is able to relate to divine nature and human nature together.
Yes.
And then he will recognize Atma, which is nothing but
Yes, Prabhuji.
It's nice, Prabhuji, that only a divine in human form can be the bridge between the two.
right. Otherwise, what happens?
Asanga ante heliddu, there is no connection between consciousness and matter. So
what will you learn?
ಏನು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದು.
Right.
That is very nice.
Okay.
Truth that is.
And we know by experience how much compassion we get from you, Prabhuji. So
yeah, but what will happen is that people may come and say, you don't understand suffering because you don't know gone through suffering. You don't understand how many incarnations I've gone through to learn.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
Okay.
I had a question on a different subject, Prabhuji.
This subject, can we close?
I don't know if others have any questions.
So ability requires a lot of experience, right? Which we have to go through experience. Just because I have compassion, I will not be able to help somebody. The maturity, ability has to be developed with a lot of experience.
ಹೌದು
So,
ಗುರು
ಚಿಕ್ಕೇಗೌಡ್ರೆ, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆಯಾ?